Anyone who knows Chicago knows how expensive the north side can be. So I wonder, think we can find any good deals there? Well, today we're gonna look at 2 to 4 unit properties in the Portage Park neighborhood of Chicago's northwest side. Let's take a look at the MLS to see what rental properties they have for sale. Of course, the 4 things we're looking for are the price of the property, the rental income the price can pull in per month, the condition of the property, and how long the property's been on the market. Let's get to it. Alright, let's see what rental properties we can find in the Portage Park neighborhood on the north side of Chicago. So first we gotta check out to see what the average sale price for a 2 to 4 unit is, and it looks like we're at $475,000 for Portage Park. So first things first, you know how we do. The most expensive, and we got 3837 North Long Avenue. Let's see what it looks like. But let's see what we got. Pride of ownership, long-time owners, 4 units, Portage Park, 2 blocks from the blah blah blah, great community, rapidly developed, blah blah blah. All right, let's look at the pictures. Looks like a solid unit on the outside. Windows look good. Okay, got the Chicago painting on the garage. This is definitely the older style. You're not seeing the gray painted wall. So this lets you know the unit hasn't been updated in a while. It's clean, but it probably hasn't been updated within the past 10 years. I can just tell you that from the paint color alone. All right, but we got the nice hardwood floors. Let's see what else. All right. Yeah, kitchen looks clean. They got the fake granite countertop, but yeah, that's laminate. I can see that a mile away. But you got the older cabinets. But everything looks clean and functional. Looks like it's pretty much ready to rent out. All right, somebody's living here, and looks like they keep it pretty neat, which is pretty good, because normally tenants do not care. They will leave their place junky when it's time to take pictures, but this tenant looks pretty clean, unless it's the owner. But if it's the tenant, they definitely keep their place nice and tidy. We got a shot of somebody right here. They tried to get out the picture, but it didn't quite work. That's all right. Yeah, just as I thought, looks like the building is on one huge furnace, one huge water heater. So you have to keep that in mind. That means the utilities probably aren't separate, so there's one heating bill for the entire building. All right, so we see it's been on the market for 125 days, so that price of $800,000, chances are that seller's willing to negotiate on that. But the one thing I'm wondering, how much is a mortgage for an $800,000 building? All right, so let's go to our mortgage calculator with the taxes. Make sure to include the taxes and fees. Of course, to get here, just Google mortgage calculator with taxes. So home price, we're gonna put $800,000. I believe for a 4 unit, you can get $800,000, but I'm not quite sure. I know you're pushing near the limit. So just to be safe, we're gonna say we're doing a conventional loan. So we need to put at least 5%. Now the interest rate, let's see what interest rates are today, and oh boy, 7.48%. And I think last week it was just at 7.2%, so that's crazy. Hurry up and buy a home now before these interest rates get any crazier. So 7.48%. Property taxes, I think they're right. They're at about $10,000. Yep. Property taxes are about $10,000. So we are at $68.64 a month. Now let's look at this rental income to see if we get anywhere near that. So let's see if the rental income will come anywhere near this mortgage. 2 units. Well, we got 1 unit that is renting out for $1,350. We've got 1 2-bed unit that said it can rent out for $1,700, but it's vacant, so most likely it'll also rent out for $1,350. So let's just say $1,350 times 2, which is $2,700, plus the 1-bedroom unit for $850, plus the unit for $900, which is $4,450, which is nowhere near how much you would have to pay for a mortgage. So let's say for the 1 unit you can get $1,700 instead of $1,350. So let's just add an extra $350. And then we still come nowhere close. We're at $4,800 and we need $6,800. So even if you fully rented out this building, you still have $2,000 worth of mortgage that you would have to cover. So for me, if I were using this as an income property, I mean, it is 4 units. That isn't really enticing to me, to be honest, because if I have a 4-unit building, I at least expect to cover the mortgage even if I'm living there. I mean, we've looked around in other neighborhoods in Chicago and saw that we can buy a 4-unit building where we can make some income per month even if we lived in a property with a 4-unit building, and this one isn't even coming close for that price. So unless you can somehow find a way to increase the rents, I'm not sure if this is one I would do. You guys let me know in the comments what you think. Would you buy this building just for the appreciation, or would you fade this one? All right, let's look at this one. Just came on the market 6 days ago. We're at 5016 West Gray Street. Beautifully remodeled, 3-flat, conveniently located in the thriving Portage Park neighborhood. Let's see, we've got 3 units. They're all rented out on month-to-month leases, which means this isn't the ideal building to buy for the house hacking strategy, but not impossible, because you could get one of the tenants to move since they're only month-to-month, so you can have 1 unit vacant for you to move into, but easier said than done when it comes to tenants. Okay, we're also getting 1300, 1350, 1225. Yeah, those aren't bad for rents, but I expect on the north side, if the property is fully renovated, then I feel like you should pull more for this. All right, let's look at these pictures. All right, we got the stucco building. It doesn't quite give me new vibes. It gives me refinished vibes, but it's still clean. It's still clean. I mean, the apartment, it does look good. The apartment looks like it's in good shape. Hardwood floors look good. Got a sideways picture of the furnace, so at least the utilities are separate. All right, we've got the bathroom. It was probably updated a while ago. I wouldn't say that bathroom is recent, but it's still in good condition. Probably was updated 10 years ago, I would say. All right, the kitchen looks good. Got the recessed lighting. Another sideways picture, just tilt your head. It looks like a pretty solid building. Got all long-term tenants. All right, first, before we even look at what the mortgage will be, let's calculate the total rental income from this building. So we're at 1300 plus 1350 plus 1225. 3875. Now I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this isn't enough to cover that mortgage, but let's go ahead and check it out. So 639, it was 0, and we'll just leave that at 5% for now, but I'm pretty sure that this falls under the threshold for FHA, so you probably would be able to buy with an FHA loan at this price, but we'll just leave it at 5% for now. And then we got the interest rate. Let's see what the property taxes are. 7,000, and they have it at 8,000. So let's change that to about 7,000, and we're at 5,400. So even with this building fully rented out, you wouldn't be able to have enough cash to cover that mortgage. Some of you might be wondering, why in the world would I buy a property just for appreciation when the cash flow doesn't work or the cash flow is negative? Let me give you an example. Remember earlier when I said the average 2 to 4 unit property in Portage Park sells for $475,000? Well, 10 years ago, in 2013, the average 2 to 4 unit property in Portage Park sold for $192,000. That means that if you would have bought a property in Portage Park in 2013 and just held on to it for 10 years, your net worth would have increased by $283,000. That's more than double what you initially invested. Now do you see why people buy property on the north side? And let's check this one out. This one came on the market 7 days ago. Got a 2-bedroom, renting for $1,250. Amazing location. This one's cheaper than the other ones we've seen at $425. So let's see what these pictures look like. All right, that bush needs to shape up. Man, it's in good move-in ready condition. Everything looks pretty well kept up. They look like they're keeping it pretty clean. Now let's go to this floor. Okay, this, I mean, it's not bad at all. I mean, you can definitely rent these out, but you can tell it hasn't really been updated, you know what I mean? It ain't the best in the world, but I mean, this will do. If you needed somewhere to move into, you can rent these out, move in. Okay, you got the garage. Somebody's leaking oil. They may want to get that checked out. I was thinking it would be in worse condition just because we've seen properties that don't look too much more updated, and they were at $600,000 versus this one, which is only at $425. So this is probably as cheap as it gets in Portage Park. So let's see what the mortgage for this one will look like. So we were at $425. The interest rate 3.5%. Let's see what those taxes are. We're at $6,300. Property taxes are definitely higher on the north side. So we're at about $38.50 a month. So with this property at $38.50 a month, and if other properties are selling for $600,000, what I would do, since this is on the north side and you can see similar buildings like this selling for almost $600,000. I would buy the building, move into one unit, update the kitchen, update the bathroom, because you have to keep in mind renovation costs are going to be the same wherever you buy. But if you buy a property on the north side and renovate it, it's going to be worth a lot more, or you're going to get a greater return on your investment than if you did it somewhere else. So if you move into one unit, update it, then go into the second unit, update it, and then get the updated rent on the first unit that you renovated, the building itself will probably be worth a lot more. You'll probably be closer to $550,000, $600,000 mark just from some simple cosmetic updates. If you're looking for a step-by-step video on how to buy your first rental property, check out my video here.